Hello everybody and welcome to your this wonderful Tuesday afternoon. We are going to be carrying on with our RE learning. So all of our year is focused on one particular religion, which is Islam. So we're going to carry on and learn a new aspect about our Islam religion. But before we start, I'm just going to minimize myself. I want us to have a quick rewind. Okay, so everybody, I'm hoping you're doing it at home with me. So here is some of the learning that we've done so far. So all I'd like you to do is to read the sentence and fill in the gaps. So Islam is the largest religion in the world. We should know this. Muslims worship in a The Holy Book is known as It teaches Muslims how to and the Holy Book is written in So if you want to have a go at those, see if you can rewind, getting that knowledge, bringing it back to the front. It's something that we have done. So hopefully you will be able to remember these. So have a little pause of this video and see if you can get all of the gaps filled in. Okay, so hopefully you've had a little go at that. Let's see how many of those questions you got correct. So Islam is the second largest religion in the world. Muslims worship in a mosque. The Holy Book is known as the Quran. It teaches Muslims, so the Quran teaches Muslims how to live their lives, how to follow God, and how to treat others. And the Holy Book is written in Arabic. So give yourself a round of applause if you got all of those rewind questions correct. Fantastic. So we're going to carry on now then with our learning around Islam. So let's have a look what we're going to be doing this half term. So today we are going to be understanding what the 5 pillars of Islam are. We're going to be doing that by a little bit of reading and researching together, and why, so that we can begin to understand how they impact a Muslim's life. Okay, so today we're just going to start off with a general lesson about those 5 pillars. And then each week, so let's fast forward, each week we're going to be building up our knowledge of each pillar. So then by the end of this, hopefully you will have a really, really strong knowledge and understanding of what these pillars are and how they impact the religion of Islam. So what we're going to do first, we are going to watch this little video. So what I want you to do is just to get your notepad and pen and just write any notes down about what those 5 pillars of Islam actually are. Okay, so I want you just to watch the video, have a little listen. It's a little girl speaking about what she knows of the 5 pillars and how they impact her life. So taking some notes down as you are watching this video.
Islam is the second largest religion in the world after Christianity. It has more than 1.5 billion followers, called Muslims.
In Islam, we believe that there's only one God, and Allah is the Arabic word for God.
Muslims believe that God revealed his holy scriptures to a prophet on earth, and his words are recorded in the Quran. To understand what it's like to be a Muslim, you need to understand the 5 pillars of Islam. These are 5 ways our religion makes a difference to how we live our lives.
They're like duties of a Muslim, because every Muslim needs to do all of these things in their lifetime.
The first pillar is Shahada, the basic statement of the Islamic faith.
In Arabic is Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I bear witness that Allah is the one and only God and Muhammad is his messenger. It's really important to believe in the words that you say, because it's just like the declaration of becoming a Muslim.
The second is Salah, the 5 set times during the day when Muslims must pray. The first prayer happens before sunrise. The last one is between sunset and midnight. You're not expected to do all 5 prayers until you're 12, but I like to try.
I've decided to start doing them already because it's good for practice for when I'm an adult, so it's not a complete shock. I've prayed the early one quite a few times, but I haven't started doing it every day yet, but I'm going to soon.
The The third pillar of Islam is zakah, which means giving money, usually to charity. Muslims must give away 2.5% of their savings every year. Millions of pounds are given by UK Muslims to help needy people all over the world.
It's a really important thing in our religion because some people don't have as much money as us and some people don't have food and water, and it's important to give them money to do that.
The fourth pillar of Islam is called Sawm. It means to fast during daylight hours for the month of Ramadan.
It's not just about like eating and drinking, it's also about being a little bit more spiritual, because I know definitely me, I'm always snacking on food, and then when you don't eat food it just helps you stop thinking about that and just being a bit more spiritual.
The fifth and final pillar of Islam is Hajj. This is when Muslims from all over the world gather in the holiest city of Islam, Mecca in Saudi Arabia. It's where the Prophet Muhammad came from.
It's basically a pilgrimage that every Muslim needs to make at least once in their lifetime.
The 5 pillars of Islam are the basis of Muslim life and how we put our faith into action.
I think it's because it's kind of like a metaphor, because pillars like hold things up. So like if you do these 5 things, then it will hold you up and like make you a good Muslim.
Okay, so I'm hoping that you got lots of really, really great facts from that lovely little girl there explaining the 5 pillars. Really, really interesting. I love learning about other religions because you just learn so much and start to understand why certain people do different things. It's really, really great. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to start to get our little overview of just what those 5 pillars are. Okay, so hopefully you've got them in your notes somewhere. But first, we're going to think about what the 5 pillars are for. Now, she said a really, really nice statement. So here you can see the 5 pillars are the of a Muslim. They are how Muslims put their into . So just have a look through your notes, see if you made that note down in your work. And then come on back when you think you know the answer. So the 5 pillars are, let me just get my type ready. They are the duties of a Muslim. So it's the things that they have to do as part of being in the Islam faith. And the girl, which I thought was really, really nice, she said that they are how Muslims put their faith, their religion, their belief into action. So it's okay having these beliefs, but how do you show that? How do you show that you believe in those things? So these 5 pillars really help the Muslims to show how they believe, what their faith is. So just down here, you can see Muslims follow the 5 pillars of Islam. These pillars are the 5 most important duties, is our key word there, or obligations that every Muslim must fulfill. They represent true worship and submission to Allah. So in some ways, as pillars support a building, these 5 actions hold up the faith in keeping it strong and sturdy. So if as a Muslim you complete all of these 5 pillars, you know that you are doing a great job. You are doing all those things that a Muslim should be doing, and you are showing to Allah that you are a true worshipper, which is really great, because actually I think these 5 pillars, when we look into them in more detail, they are things that we all can do. Okay, they are lots of things that lots of religions all over the world also believe, and some things that even if you are not religious, some things that we still probably hold in our own to be the things that we want to complete in our own lives. Okay, so now we're going to focus on each pillar. Okay, we're going to practice saying them, pronouncing them, and having a think about what each of them stood for. So hopefully in your notes, you should have all of these written down somewhere. If not, you can always go back and have a little look at the video again. So the first one then, the first pillar is shahada. Shahada, my turn, shahada, your turn, shahada. Now, can you remember what the duty of the first pillar was? It's okay if you can't remember, because what I'm going to be able to do here is, when I get off of this screen, is move it out of the way. So Shahada was knowing and stating that Allah is the only God, and that Muhammad was his messenger. Okay, so completely believing that Allah is the one and only God, so no other gods, and Muhammad was his messenger. So it's just having that belief. And as that the girl said, we're going to be learning a little bit more in detail about how Muslims go about showing this pillar. But for now, all we need to know is Shahada. It is that Allah is the only God and Muhammad is his messenger. Should we go back on full screen now? Just bear with me, bit of technical issues today. So the next one then, let's have a little look. Salah, my turn. Salah, your turn. Can you remember what Salah was, what this second pillar was all about? I'm hoping that you've remembered. It is the 5 set times that Muslims must pray. Okay, so as the girl said, you don't actually have to do all of them until you're 12, but Muslims do pray 5 times a day, and it is their expectation that you will pray 5 times a day, or as many as you can. Fantastic. So just keeping that in your brain for now. Like I say, each week we're going to learn a little bit more about each one in depth, but for now I just want you to remember what they are. So Shahada, Allah, one God, Muhammad is his messenger. Salah, the 5 times when Muslims must pray. Next one, Zakah. Zakah, can you remember what that one is? Very, very kind one, this one. It's giving money. So giving money, you might have written down exactly how much money they give, but again, we don't need to know that right now. We're going to explore that further. But simply giving money to other people who need it more than you do, which I think is a really, really kind thing to do. Such a kind thing to do, and a great pillar there. So that is the 3rd pillar. The 4th one, Psalm. My turn. Tricky one to say this one. Psalm, your turn. Remember what that one is. So this one is fasting in the daylight hours in the month of Ramadan. So again, we're going to explore this a little bit more, but just remembering fasting. Okay, so that's not eating in the daylight hours. Okay, and as the girl said in the video, it makes her feel more spiritual and makes her feel closer to God. So that's one reason why they do that. So Saum is fasting in the hours, the daylight hours of Ramadan. That's pillar number 4. And pillar number 5, remember, is Hajj. Hajj, my turn. Hajj, your turn. Fantastic, remember this one. Very exciting one. So Hajj is that pilgrimage that they must do at least once in their lifetime. So a pilgrimage to Mecca, to their holy place. Very, very exciting. Okay, so we've gone through the 5 pillars now. Let's just quickly rewind. So we've got Shahada, one and only God. We've got Salah, the 5 prayers. We've got Zakah, which is giving money to others who need it. We've got Saum, which is the fasting during the month of Ramadan. And we've got Hajj, which is the pilgrimage to Mecca. Fantastic. So, as I said today, it's just an overview of what those 5 pillars are and why they have them. So we know that those pillars are the duties of a Muslim, and it's how they put their faith into action. So what I would like you to do today is your little activity is to just create a poster of these 5 pillars. So here you can see I've given you an example of what these pillars might look like. Okay, and they tend to write each pillar's name going up the side, just like that. So if you want to use this, or if you want to find your own way of creating this, that's absolutely fine. So all I'd like you to do today is to create your poster showing and explaining what these 5 pillars are. So you need to label each pillar. You might want to put at the top that bit of information that these are the duties of a Muslim. And then all I want you to do is just to get our ideas together so that we can refer to this throughout our learning this half term, is to draw or sketch a picture underneath each pillar that represents what that duty is. So Shahada is one and only God, and Muhammad is messenger. So what little drawing could you draw for that one? Okay, the 3rd one is Zakah. So I know that that's giving money. So I might draw a little picture underneath of maybe some money, just to remind myself, or giving some people giving money. So this again is just a poster that's just a general overview of each of the pillars, their names and what they are, so that we can then refer to this each week and build up our learning over this half term. I can't wait to see what all of your posters or however you want to show your learning looks like. And I can't wait to build up this learning with you. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a lovely Tuesday. Goodbye.